Hey there, gang. We're sitting here. I've already got a page up, and you can go ahead and build this page to look like mine. And this is in Visual Studios. This is just our WPF form. On there, it's basically a couple labels that says is and equal to, and then there's a text box and a text box and an OK button and a label that says answer. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on those text box and get rid of the where it says text box in there and down there. Okay, and so now my this is just a really simple layout. Let's go ahead and if I double click my button, hello. And there it goes. Takes me over to my code. We're going to play with this a little bit. You know, a lot of times, really, what we're wanting to do is we want our programs. That was way too far away. We want our programs to make decisions. And so, to do that, we are going to do something in here. And in this decision that we want to make a decision that says, there we go, that's a little better. We want to make a decision that is going to say, are those two things equal? So over here it says is and equal to. We're going to test to see if those two things are equal. And so the way we do that is what I just did was I typed the letters if, and then once I typed that, I hit tab. And that made this little way of being able to build a little test statement, okay? And we want to test one thing versus another. And in testing one thing from another, we can check to see if they're equal or whether they are not equal to each other. And that's what we're going to do here in this little example. So let's try that. If you remember right, I've got two text boxes over there. They're just named text box 1 and text box 2. Nothing special about them other than that. So if we were to come over here and say if text, there they are, text box 1, tab, and text box 1 equals. Now, the only problem is if we use just an equal sign, it will set the value of text box, that's text box 1.text. Content. Dot. And whoop. No. It is text. There it is. If we use just an equal sign like we've got up there, it would set the value of that text box equal to the other text box. And that's not what we want it to do. So how do you check one thing versus another if you can't use an equal sign? Well, what we do is we use two equal signs. Two equal signs will compare two things. So it'll compare one thing to another thing. And if they are equal, this statement will be true. And so text box, text box dot, dot, and text. There we go. Now it's going to check those two. It's going to say, hey, here's this one, and here's this one. And let's just see if this works. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to say my label is called answer dot text. Sorry, it's content. There we go. Equals these are equal. Okay. So if we go over now and let's just hit the save up here, and then let's also go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. We don't want to miss this. We're missing something there. Can you see what we're missing before we do this? Because there's a little red squiggly line. It's saying, hey, you didn't put in a colon there, or a semicolon. All right, so if we hit the build, and we come up here, and we build the solution, it says, hey, I'm ready. And let's run it. Okay. Okay. Now I come in here and let's say 6 and 6, and let's click OK. Hey, it says these are equal. So it did make the right decision that we expected it to make. Okay. Except, you know what? This code's not right, though, because watch this. Let me run this again. And let's do this again. Okay, if I put in 6 and I put in 6, it says they're equal. But what if I came up here and I changed this to 7? Aha! It didn't change that back. So so there's a little error there in our code. Let me close this. Okay. So one of the things that we have to do is we need to clear that information out of that label before we do this test. So what if we came up here and we said label and answer again dot content equals. Notice we're just using the 1 equal sign versus the 2 equal sign in comparing two items. Equals, and then let's just tell it that there's nothing in there right now, okay? And okay, that should fix our problem. If we run this again, pops open. If we say 6 and 6, they're equal. 6 and 7, and it clears it out. Okay, so now it's doing what we want it to. But what if they're not equal? That would be something that we're kind of interested in. Okay, so let's ask ourselves what just happened. So we came here and we said if these two are equal, then you go ahead and print this out. And if they're not equal, don't do anything. And so hopefully that makes sense to you. You know, these two things are equal. But if it wasn't equal, we went ahead and set this to blank. What if though we wanted this? We wanted it to actually say they're not equal. So the way we do that is we come right here below these two parentheses. Now, so that also means, and let me just say that also means if this and this are equal, it does this. But if this and this are not equal, it doesn't do this. So whatever's inside these parentheses then doesn't get done. It just skips over that code and leaves it the way it is. It just skips it. So it just goes right on. And so how do we get it to do something after that? So if those two things aren't equal, then they're not equal. This is two things that's either one or the other. So if it's not equal, it's else. Okay? And so I've put else there. And if it's else, then we're going to say label answer and dot and content and equals, and let's put these are not equal. Okay, so now we've done that. If we go ahead and save this and run it. Guess what I did? There's a semicolon there. Okay. And so see that happens. We sometimes forget, same thing that I've told you. Make sure you check. We will go ahead and run this and we'll see if this worked. Okay, we're back on our page. So if 6 and 6 are equal, it says yes, they are equal. And now we say 6 equal to 7, and we click, and it says these are not equal. So our else statement worked. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and let's close that, and let's do this. Let's come in here, and I'm going to comment this out. Okay, just come up here and hit the comment button. There we go. Now that's all commented out, and so now that code's not effective. It won't work now. And let's come back here. One of the reasons why a lot of times you want to comment code out instead of deleting code is because you may think at this moment, oh, that code's not any good, let's just delete it right out of there. Well, the problem is you might be right, the code might be good, you may have just made a little mistake or something, or you may want to use it a little further down in your program. And so you keep that code there, and then you come back and you clean your code back up. This is a common thing for us to do. Come back, clean our code up, make it nice and neat, add some comments so that we know what's going on. Okay? All right. So let's come down here. In fact, let's go over here. All right. We're gonna add something else. So let's come over here and let's grab a checkbox. Okay? And I'm gonna make our checkbox. In my case, I'm gonna make it bigger. There we go, checkbox. And I'm going to Okay, so a checkbox is either checked or not checked. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. You can't put data in there, but you can say yes or no, checked or not checked. So we're going to say here in our checkbox, let's put are you hungry? Are you hungry? It's a question. Okay? It's a question. Are you hungry? Let's capitalize you since I capitalized hungry. There we go. Are you hungry? And so now it's set to where if you check it, it's going to say, yep, you're hungry, okay? Let me see. I'm going to make that bold just to make it a little easier. Okay, and so okay, so let's go ahead and so with our checkbox, let's change the name. Let's say it says checkbox. Let's go in front of that and let's put hungry. So we'll know this is our hungry checkbox. Hungry. Okay. So what can we do with that now? So we're going to come back over here and we're going to go back inside our click the button, because remember that's what's going to activate what happens on our page. And I'm going to put in the if, and I hit the tab to open that up. And inside there where it says true, I want to hungry checkbox dot is checked, which is what I want to test, is checked equals true. Okay. If it's true, then I want to come in here and I want to say label answer dot content equals you need a Big Mac. Okay. And but what if that's not checked? Then we're going to come down here and we're going to say, remember, else? Yeah. And tab. And then we're going to say label answer dot content equals well, I still like you. Okay, semicolon. Okay, So now we've done that. Let's run our program. Come up here, hit the save button, and I've got a light bulb there. What's it saying? Oh, and let's go ahead and click this. So if we click this, are you hungry? You need a Big Mac. If we unclick it, well, I still like you. Okay, so it did what we wanted it to. So once again, you've seen a way to check an answer. Is this checked? Is this not checked? Right? Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Well, what if and we were basically checking to see if this was true, and if it's not true, then it has to be not checked. If it's checked or not checked, there's no other way to do it. This is like deal or no deal. It's one or the other. Okay. So let's get rid of that. Let's try one other thing. Okay, so I want to do something else now. I want to do something a little different. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a label here and I'm going to drop that over here. I'm going to change that to, I'm using that bigger size. And I'm going to say, what would you like to eat? What would you like? No. Yeah, what would you like for supper? And then we're going to put choose one. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put a radio button. There's one. Let me change the size of that to match our others. And just pull this down here. Oh, no. These sorry. Okay, I'm going to get a radio button, and I'm going to drop that here, and I'm going to change the size to 36. There we go. And then I'm going to grab another one and put it right here, and 36, and one more, and 36. Okay, now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say in there, instead of content, I'm going to say, let's see, what would you like for supper? Let's say salad. And let's put in here, let's put pizza. Oh, let's change those. Let's change the name to radio button let's call that pizza. That's going to be the pizza radio button. Okay, pizza. Let me get rid of that one. There we go. And so that means I got to change this one to salad. Lowercase. There we go. And I'm going to change this one. Let's call it steak. I like a good steak. Steak radio button. Let's come down here and put in steak. Okay. All right, now we've got all three of these buttons labeled. That means I have to plug my laptop in. You guys don't ever have that. Why? Okay. So I've added those three buttons in here. Now, there's a problem with this. If we went ahead and, well, let's go over here. Let's go over here and let's, remember that radio button. Let's go ahead and comment that out. And we're going to get to that problem here in a minute. Let's put if and tab, and we want to check our first radio button, and it was called salad. So if I put in salad, there it is, salad radio button, dot is checked, and I'm going to say equals true again. Okay. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to say our answer, our label, answer dot content equals, this was the salad. You must be healthy. Okay. And put our semicolon at the end of that. Okay. So I don't have to write that every time. You guys need to write it every time. Now, we don't want to use else because this isn't a one thing and done. We have three boxes. So we want to check each box. So we're going to come back here and we're going to type in else and if. And now inside of here, we're going to check the second thing and then the third thing using the else if command, okay? Else if server command. And so we want to come back here and we want to say pizza now. And there's pizza radio button, pizza dot is checked, yes, equals, and true. Then I'm going to come in here and we're going to say, you say pizza, you must be from St. Louis. And I'm going to come here, else if tab. Let's see, we said steak. There's the steak radio button. Dot is checked. equals equals, and true. And paste. And come in here and change this. You must be, I love steak, so must be a great person. Like me. All right. So we've created 3 different things for it to check. We've got one more thing we have to do, because if we ran this as it is now, you would be able to check multiple buttons, because each one of those buttons believes it's an individual, and we really don't want it to do that. So there is a box down here that says group name, and let's just say that the group name is favorite food. Okay, so there we go. All right, and now if I come down here, I want to put in favorite food. I did capitalize both of those, didn't I? Let's go check. Favorite food, yes. Favorite food, yes. And finally, favorite food. Okay, so now if we save this, let's run it. See if we and okay, which of these would you like for supper? Let's try the salad and click OK. You must be healthy. What if we picked pizza? You must be from St. Louis. And finally, if we picked the steak, you must be a great person like me. And we could move this over and make this look better. But notice you can only pick one of these, and then the other one goes off. And that's exactly what we wanted it to do. Okay. Let me close that. All right, pretty cool. So we've learned about how to check to see if something, comparing one thing to another, and to see if they are equal or true, if a statement is true, and then do some code based upon that. We have also looked at how to use a checkbox, check something, it means something, and uncheck it means something else. We have also looked at radio buttons. Click a radio button of a group, and that one radio button works. The other radio buttons don't work. And we could pick one of, say, a couple of different things and use that as a decision-making process in our program. Okay? All right. So that looks pretty good for this video. It's a little bit long. It's almost 40 minutes. But this looks pretty good for this video. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you in the next video.